Yo, what is up, everyone? It is your perpetually drunken host, Soberoni, along with,
The secret stuff inside of Shoots Gourd, Drooby Doo.
and you are here for another episode of G&A Podcast, which means we cover more of this week's anime.
I'm just like, what does that even mean? What is in Shoots Gourd? Is it just alcohol?
We can,
Because she uses it to blast a lot of people with, like.
I was gonna say something more inappropriate, but
Me
we'll say
too,
alcohol.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Say it's alcohol.
That's what I was going to start out with, and I said no. Let me just make it very general.
Speaking of inappropriate, let's talk about Attack on Titan, Season 3, Episode 9.
That is a very weird segue. I wouldn't call
No,
it
it's not, because this episode gave me the
heebie-jeebies.
yeah. It's
right, you don't like gory stuff, dude.
I don't like gory stuff. I hate gory things. Well, it's
Oh
you
my
know what?
God.
It's not that I hate gory things. I hate well articulated gore, and this was very well articulated.
Boom goes the dynamite, boom.
That face of the Titan is going to
Oh yeah.
haunt
no.
my
Okay,
nightmares for the
that.
rest of the week.
For some reason, I thought of the race Titan blowing up. I was like, oh yeah, you didn't like that, but no, you mean his lack of face.
Yeah, his like, and you know what made it worse is that it's like he dragged his own face off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he had it before.
Mhm.
And yeah, you saw his eyes and everything, and then at some point he just like lifts up his head and he's like, hey, look at me, no face.
I'm like, okay, so Attack on Titan is clearly going for the horror factor right now, and that it succeeded.
I was eating when I saw that, and I was just like, ew.
I
And I kept eating, but
I would have not kept eating. Thank God I was not eating when I watched Attack on Titan this week, because I would have had to stop eating. And I will say though, gore aside, I did really, really like this episode.
yeah, no, it was a good episode.
I enjoyed them, I guess, kind of, I wouldn't say wrapping up, but
Yeah.
kind of wrapping up this arc.
Maybe. It's about the next episode.
Yeah, next episode looks like it's going to be a direct continuation of everything, because Kenny's there.
It's part of me that I'm just like, please just kill Kenny before he becomes a Titan.
I forgot about Kenny. I completely forgot about Kenny.
Me too. He's bleeding and dying. Just poke him once with the sword and
Yeah.
he's dead. do what Sadler did to Rem, and that's
Oh, we'll get to that.
Oh, I cannot pass up the opportunity to trigger Oni.
But we'll get there. Trust me, we'll get there. Yeah, no, I think this also probably triggered fear of a lot of people who have, I forget what it's called, but there's like this thing where you have a phobia of irregular holes. Just like holes in fleshy objects.
Oh, we talked about this.
We never talked about this.
No, I talked about this with someone. I know I talked about this with someone. Like, I know I've had like a really detailed conversation about it. And I remember, no, it was on Discord, right?
I would remember having this creepy ass conversation, and I do not.
Yeah, and we were like, whatever, and they were like, okay, this is fine. And then someone put like this weird thing full of holes, and I was like, ew, that grosses me out.
Maybe? I don't recall. But yeah, no, definitely this probably triggered anybody who had that phobia. Because there were holes all up in this dude's face.
Yup. I like that Historia is the one who actually kills her dad. That's really cool.
That was very nice. That was a nice, like, poetic touch.
Very poetic. And then she just lands, and then she comes up and she's like, "I'm the motherfucking queen, bitch." And I'm like, yeah.
I was like, is she gonna use this opportunity to announce that she's queen? And I'm so glad she did. Although I do have to point out one, like, logic error.
Always one thing with you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This had the Spider-Man problem in that they were swinging around, but what the hell were their movement gears latching onto to have them swinging through the air if they were flying above the buildings?
They were latching onto his skin, onto him. They were using him.
They were using him as, like...
Yes.
Does that work? I thought you would need like if you can't like latch onto something that's falling. No, like something that's falling in free fall. There's not enough stability.
What do you at one point you're talking about?
Like, so their movement gear works in that it anchors onto something and it like propels them forward like a spider web.
I'm aware of how it
If it
works.
anchored into flesh that's falling down, how would you propel yourself
And I'm
forward?
asking you, which point are you referring to? Like
When they're all flying
pre-boom?
through the air, chopping up his bits, because they're way,
Um.
way, way above all the buildings. Not to
Is that after the
downplay a cool
explosion?
moment, but you know what? I'm just saying.
Is that after the explosion?
Yes,
Hmm. That's a
science.
great, yeah. Maybe the chunks of meat were big enough for them to propel onto.
I'm not gonna question it. It was a cool moment. I let him slide with that.
You just questioned it. We're just spent all the time talking about because you did question
I
it.
questioned it, and I will dismiss it. I just wanted people to know that I'm paying attention to the show and its lack of logic.
You know what? I have kind of a similar problem with another anime this week, so I can't even complain about it. So fine.
At least it's not as bad as having like a 20-year time skip and everyone's like a fucking super soldier to be a dead horse.
Are we done with this? Can we move
No,
on?
no, we're moving on.
Thank
We're
you.
moving on to Overlord season 3, episode 12 or 11?
10.
10.
10.
Oh wow.
It's 10. Let's see. So Ainz is officially like basically calling himself a ruler. Like I'm a big ruler, and he's actually teaming up with. I really don't know the names of the countries or the lands. I just call one place the empire and one place the kingdom.
I'm not gonna bother learning because they're all gonna
No,
die.
because they refer to themselves like where Gil rules, like Gil
Uh-huh.
he calls himself the kingdom. I mean the empire, and then like where the crazy bitch princesses and the two other dumbass brothers, they're part of something kingdom, like Retzel Kingdom, something like that.
Yeah, sure.
So I just called them the empire and the kingdom.
I'm gonna be very basic with this and go even one step below you and just call it Crazy Bitch Kingdom and Gil Kingdom. That's how I remember it in my mind. Sorry, none of them have interesting names like Climb or what was the other one? Rubber Dyke. Maybe if it was King Rubber Dyke's Empire, I would remember who the fuck is in charge.
Well, basically, this episode, it's a lot of politicking going around. The kingdom deliberates about going to war. Focuses on one noble person named Marquise Raven. It's Raven, but they just put an extra E because they're like, let's get all Shakespearean with it.
I don't know how to feel about that dude. He kind of creeps me out with his love for his son, but he seems like he kind of switches back. Like he seemed like an asshole to his wife, but
he seemed a little like almost a little cold to her, just in comparison because he loves his son so much.
Maybe.
Yeah. It would have been. I think it would have been fine if he wasn't cold to a little bit cold to his
Yeah, if he
wife.
wasn't so cold to his wife, I think I would have liked him more.
But I love that he loves his son. So
I do like that he loves his son, and I like that he's actually intelligent and like strategizes and knows what's going on. He's not like the king's son who's just a giant idiot.
Yeah, he's not like whatchamacallit. He's not the king's brother.
Son.
Not the son either. The future father-in-law.
Oh.
Yeah, he's not like that guy. Oh, like I'm gonna bench you, so you don't die in this fucking war, and I can have all the glory as well.
I do like the politics at play because, like, again, I feel a very Games of Thronesy type of thing.
It was very good. Except it was a little too transparent. Like it wasn't like I clearly saw what this guy was doing. It was like clearly he just wants Like,
yeah, it's not as layered as Game of Thrones. It's very basic, but it still like has that intrigue, and it also is like these guys are all like squabbling with each other over some petty shit, while Ainz is over here about to blow them back.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's so weird. It's like we know that they don't have a chance, but we're watching them argue as if they do have a chance.
Yeah, like Ainz is literally just the fucking king, and the White Walkers are his death knights. So
yeah, he is the Walker King or whatever it's called. Yeah, I love how his dad tried that, and then the king was like Raven instead. He was like, no, Raven. It can be Raven.
I liked this episode. I don't think it was anything amazing special, but as a setup episode, it did a good job of like getting me hyped for next week.
Yeah. Although, fuck, what's his name? The oldest king? I forget what his name is.
The actual king?
Oh, sorry, not the king. The king's son. I'm sorry.
The oldest son.
Like we are very tired people. I forget his name. I didn't care enough to know it.
What, the asshole that's marching his whole army like across the
literally to death? Yeah, that one.
Everybody was. No one has horses, sir. Doesn't matter.
Even if they all die, whip them. I'm like, if your own soldiers, they're gonna obviously like revolt and not do it anymore. Like, no, this is not what Machiavelli told you to do. Like, stop it.
I hope. Well, I'm predicting that he's going to just reach the battle in time to see Ainz just completely destroy everyone else, and then he's just going to be scared and run away.
Yeah, man. It'd be nice if he got killed too. TBH. Like, you know, people like him don't die that easily.
I want him to get killed. Well, I don't know. Overlord is good at killing off assholes, like they did with the guy who was abusing the elves. So I wouldn't be surprised if like Mare or somebody just like beats him with the fucking stick.
Literally takes a book out of Game of Thrones and like one of the family members kills him. Oh my god, please that'd be the crazy prince. Oh my god, I'd actually like her. Oh my god,
what if it's the crazy princess, the girl?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oh, I thought you said prince. Like the other prince.
The princess. No, the princess. Sorry, the crazy princess.
Yes.
He's not crazy. The other prince isn't crazy. He's just an opportunistic, like, scumbag. But no, she's crazy, and I would love if she killed him.
Yes.
Like just like gave him some poison that paralyzed him, and then he just stood there. She bashes his face in.
That'd be awesome. Oh man, this is why I love Overlord. I'm so hyped for next week now.
Yay, violence!
Yup. You know what I'm not hyped for?
What?
Talking about Isekai Maou, episode 11.
Rev gets tortured. She literally, you know what? She really is a cat because she actually has 9 lives, and that crazy motherfucker took like 8 of them.
I don't know how to feel about this episode because there was a lot of stupid shit that happened this episode that shouldn't have happened for the sake of the plot. And then
I love Alicia's face at the beginning. She's just like, as they're singing, she's like, oh, they're so happy.
I was imagining like the Teletubbies singing, and then she's just there in the middle, like, fucking hate everybody. Why is there so much happiness?
So much joy, fuck.
I hate. You know what? I hate Alicia. I don't know if Alicia's a good villain or a really shitty villain because I hate her. I hate her with a passion, more so than I've hated any other villain in a long time.
Oh my god.
But she's so one-dimensional because it's just like, I'm evil and I want everyone to die, including me. Everyone needs to die for no fucking reason. Everyone just dies.
I'd be okay with it. I just don't know why they made the execution or the reveal so like if this was like a smaller part in the plot, and they're like, oh, she's clearly evil, and then she turns out being evil, and then they use the power of friendship to make her not evil anymore. Like, and they did it in like 1 or 2 episodes. I get that, but like, no, this was like multiple episodes of her obviously, like unraveling or revealing herself as batshit insane. So why?
The reveal was really, it was wasted, but it also points to the fact that everyone in this episode was A+ tier stupid, except Shara. because first we have Rem going like, "Oh, Alicia wants me to follow her down this dark alley by myself."
Oh, really? That's when you thought Rem was dumb? I thought Rem was dumb when she, you know, kept telling the demon lord.
Oh, I was getting to that. Yeah, like, don't save me. No, stop it. The plot. If you do this now, you'll end the episode. Like, I could just replace all of Rem's, like, stop it, don't do it, with, like, no, think of the plot. The plot. This is a 13-episode anime. No. Don't save us.
Not yet.
We have 2 more episodes. No. So, there was that. Then there was Diablo, who is just like, dude, you have so many fucking powers, and I feel like, like you have all this shit. I feel like you could have, and it's not like Alicia. Did Alicia drag Rem to the other side of the city or something? I feel like they were probably within close proximity to each other at some point.
Yeah, like pretty much, and then yeah, I don't know. It was very weird. Like, I also don't understand how all that happened. Like, I don't understand how this episode happened.
I was hoping that Alicia would do something more diabolical and, like, smart to separate them all or something. But no. She's just an asshole that happened to get lucky.
Yeah. No, that's basically it. She just come this way, guys. And you're like, okay, we'll go down a dark, scary pathway. Great. And
then Shara's the only smart one to be like, oh, wait, I have turkey shot that can look through the whole city.
Great. Like, not like that, you sure. The one who's the dumbest is actually the smartest.
Also, why was everyone in the guild, like, dismissive of the fact that Diablo's looking for Rem? And, like, in a panic, they were like, did our Diablo just say thanks? Oh, that Diablo. Like, they're not going to ask what's happening. They're not going to help him.
No, they said they were going.
Did they? I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, they said, oh, we need to rescue Rem, too.
And they're going to show up at the end and not do shit. Watch.
Yeah, they're not going to do shit. But they at least they made their intentions known they were going to.
Good. They're off the shit list then.
But yeah, the Rem torture scene, I'm just like, Jesus, like,
yeah.
I didn't think they'd actually go through with it.
That's kind of why I like this show and this, like, I don't know if I like this episode or not, because, like I said, everyone was stupid and everything was like...
Oh, no, I'm not... No,
but I did like
this episode at all.
I like that I like that it had the balls to... As much as I love Rem, and I know she's gonna live, so that's why I have no problem saying this. Yeah, even though she shouldn't, because
that's the thing. That's the thing I did not like about this episode. Because if it was literally not the main character, she would have been 100%. She literally got skewered.
Yeah, she got fucked up like 20 different ways.
Like, holy fuck!
Like Sadler took all of his swords and.
He literally were just like, I want cat kebabs. Just like.
So, I'm glad that they didn't hold back.
The first stab to her chest should have killed her. Like, that alone should have killed her. Like, no, you didn't need... When he slashed her in the back, that was unnecessary. That first stab in her back, followed by the other 4 stabs in her back, being impaled by all those swords. Like, no, it wasn't...
It was almost Austin Powers-esque, where the guy keeps getting, like, blown up and shit. And he's like, no, I'm still okay. And then Rem is like, I'm still alive.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, no, I'm so sorry you went berserk. It's my fault. I'm like, yes, it is actually your fault. You should have just had her kill everyone. She literally said, I can break through these bars and kill everyone.
Everyone was stupid this episode. I give them credit for being extra, not afraid to be gory. So, especially with the Sadler death. Like, Sadler just blew the fuck up.
But that wasn't gory. His
eyes were like, his head was like bulging up and his eyes were bleeding, and then he got obliterated. So,
yeah. Yeah, the only one who wasn't stupid in my mind was Clem, because Clem was just like, I'm a demon god. Like, I'm not really in any danger.
The problem is Clem and Shara were already like the lower ring of intelligence in this show.
Yeah.
So the fact that everyone is dumbed down to their level so that they look smarter. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I was gonna give a pass for me. I don't give a shit if it's gory or not. I
don't know. I don't know how to feel
everyone was just really stupid.
Fuck Alicia. I haven't said that enough, but fuck Alicia. I hate her. I hate her so much. I hate her and I like her as a villain, but I hate her.
I like her as a villain because I don't care if you're one dimensional as long as you stick to your.
Yeah, it's.
As long as you stick, if you're very like if you're consistently like this, then I respect you for that, even if it makes no sense.
She's just funny because of how jaded she is for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
Like goddamn nursery rhymes.
Like, like she at no point has shown any remorse about doing anything. She's just like, I really just need to have this thing resurrected and kill everyone. Please and thank you.
But thank God Diablo's got his bag of sensu beans to go save. I'm looking forward to just seeing Rem just recover miraculously from all her wounds with a few potions.
You know, I'm just letting you know that whole Rem thing, that's definitely going to affect the final score I give to this anime. 100%.
You're so
picky. Between her getting tortured and being and then she's gonna be instantly healed through the power of pot.
Fine. As long as it's not your chin rant, fine.
Alright, let's move on to Chio-chan. Episode 11. I actually don't have notes for this because
we watched it in the throes of our hangover.
Yeah. It was shit. I'm thinking about the other episodes. Fuck. Get me started, Oni.
Well, the first part of this episode was Chio playing Payday 2 and staying up late and then fucking around with her mom.
Oh, yeah.
Which, you know what? The one thing about this show that I hate that the second parts are always so much better than the first parts, because then I really have, like, not much to say about the first part.
The first part was funny because it was very like don't you feel like, don't you remember yourself as a kid when you were just staying up late when you weren't supposed to? Then you
I worry about that now.
Huh?
I worry about that now. That's why I was related. Like I relate to that. Like, oh shit, it's 3 o'clock. Should I stay up or go to sleep for 3 hours?
Or like when you like you hear your parents coming over to make sure you're asleep and you just turn off everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's really relatable.
It really is. And she was like treating it like a game, and she's like, "Yeah, mother, you're just mad that you lost."
There was also like a crazy, unnecessary amount of fan service in the first part.
There really was.
Which I'm fine with, but it was just weird to see.
Dude, what was happening with Chio again?
She was in the middle of changing.
Oh, right, yeah, putting her clothes on.
And then, like, while she was in the middle, like, every other shot was just a zoom in of her ass.
Yeah, I was just like, why? We're not even in a locker room. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, no, I thought that scene was cute. God, I'm really blanking out. Like, I literally was reminiscing about this episode, like, earlier today, and I'm thinking how funny it was, and I forgot all about it.
Well, the other fun part was Manana meeting up with her at the end, and then hitting her awake with a pipe.
Oh, yeah. She's like, She's like, and she's just hitting her over the head, and Chio just like wakes up. She's like, "Ow, my head hurts for some reason."
I can also relate to that part of the episode. I feel you, Chio.
Yeah, I feel like you were a victim of that.
I was a victim of that while watching the show.
I feel like there's one more part. Is it with the old man, or is that at the end? Where they call him an old man.
That was at the end. There was another part with him in between parts 1 and 2, but I forgot what it was.
Me too. God damn it. This is why one of us should always write notes at the same time.
But can we talk about part 2 now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That was my favorite part. It had the all-time best I love those setups for those types of jokes. With what's her name? Yuki's super savage comeback.
Oh my god. Oh, 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 the whole her stinking.
Yeah.
There we go. Yes. Oh, it's all coming back. It's all coming back. Oh my god, that part was so great because she was just like, why do you stink so much? maybe Yuki can tell Chio that she stinks, and then she's like, oh no, you smell fine, and then
like, no, tell her the truth, Yuki.
and then after everything, after they realize why Chio stinks is because like her dog licked her armpits, which is very weird, by the way. Like dogs don't lick armpits.
Do they? I don't know.
No, they try to stay away from like places that like have odors, like like hormones and stuff. Usually, like unless it's like smelling your butt or your privates, just to
Dogs are weird. I like cats. Fuck that. Rip Rem.
But yeah, so after all of that, and then Yuki's like, oh, well, you shouldn't go for this guy, because he only likes pretty girls. And I'm just like, oh my fucking god. Oh my god. I think I would have actually just like choked her, like my.
It's funny, just like Manana's reaction to it was even funnier, where she's like, "Oh yeah, you're right. Okay.
Oh, that's cool. Well, great. Now I don't even have to go through the process of getting hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I know I don't have a shot in hell. Like, oh man, that was funny, but also really hard to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Poor
like,
Manana.
Some people, there were some girls watching it, or maybe guys in high school. That probably hit a lot. That hit really close to home.
Yeah.
Not me, because I had a wonderful dating life when I was in high school. Not really.
I'm gonna be so sad when we don't have this show, and there's no more Manana anymore, because she's so.
Manana is amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like I am Manana.
Mm-hmm. Hashtag we are Manana.
Hashtag we are Manana. We actually are Manana. Oh god.
Okay.
I kind of just want. Is it wrong that I just want them to kiss at the end?
I'll be fine with that. I'll be happy with that. Even though they kind of did also have an indirect confession again this episode, with Manana being like, "I love you, even though you stink" or whatever.
Yeah. I got that one.
So I feel like if it ended with them kissing, I feel like it would have to be some inadvertent. Well, they kind of did that already in the first episode.
Yeah, they already did that.
No, they're gonna have to do something to top it. Is next week the last episode? It is.
It is.
I really hope this show goes out with a bang. I want this show to go out with I want the last episode of this show to be the most over-the-top, stupid thing. Just so I always remember it. Just like Hinamatsuri was.
It should just be an episode revolving around Manana.
Yes. That too.
Like that is like the best way to do it, I think. Well.
Should we move on?
Yes, let's move on to more happy things. Actually, would I call this happy?
Nah.
I wouldn't call it happy. No, this is more dramatic. Anyways, Hero Academia 3, episode 23. We finally have the Naruto Sasuke, Bakugo and Midoriya fight.
That punked me because I was like maybe they won't fight, because Midoriya in the beginning was like trying to talk sense to him, and it looked kind of like Bakugo was giving in because he started like going into his emotions and stuff. But then they were like, nah, let's just fight anyway.
Yeah, let's just pick each other up. So it's very interesting. I actually liked it. I like this episode. I think this might be my episode of the week.
Really?
I think this might be my episode of the week. Only because it's very shonen-esque. Like, it's very, like, this episode captures what it means to be a shonen anime for me. Like, it's very, like, we're gonna talk about our feelings, but, like, we're also have to explain our feelings through fighting and talk about how, oh, I have all these feelings inside about everything. And then the other guy's like, I also know about your feelings, and I'm going to answer your feelings with my own power, and we're gonna fight. Like, I'm like, that's very super shonen thing to do. Like, that's like the heart of shonen. And I actually really appreciate that.
Yeah,
because I think they did it very well. Like, it wasn't just like, we're fighting because we're fighting. Like, no, there's a very, like, important shift this episode. Very important.
It kind of reminded me a bit of, I don't know if you would call Kuwabara Hiei's rival, no, Yusuke's rival, or if it would be Hiei, but I don't know, Bakugo and...
I know what you're getting at, yeah.
Yeah, they kind of feel like Kuwabara and Yusuke to me. I don't know, it's just weird. Because they have, like, such an intense friendship kind of going on.
I would not call it a friendship.
I don't know, it feels like...
rivalry.
It's a rivalry, but they're very intimate with each other. Like,
it's a very intimate rivalry, yes.
Yeah. It's not like Sasuke Naruto rivalry, where it's like,
no,
they don't say shit. They just fight each other. And they're like, whatever, exactly. You get it. You get what's going on. But yeah, seeing Bakugo like open up and actually like spill his guts and be like in touch with his emotions instead of just being like, explosion, fuck you, was really, really good, and it makes me like his character a whole lot more. I love all the characters in Hero Academia so much.
Exactly, like this, I knew they've been doing it like little by little, like in these past few episodes, but like this was like the penultimate episode where it's just like he just lets everything out, and it's like, you know, it would one thing be a drama if he just said how he felt and was like all sad and like mopey and kind of crying, but like angry crying, like whatever. But it becomes a shonen because he said this and was like all in his feelings while being the shit out of Midoriya. While Midoriya being the shit out of him. Yeah.
And the fight itself was pretty good.
And that is my one problem. Even though it is my episode of the week, that's my problem. Do you remember when I said before how, you know, the whole Spider-Man thing? How you brought the whole Spider-Man thing?
Yeah.
And, which one calls it? Attack on Titan?
Yeah.
So it was kind of one of those things where, like, the battle physics for this, like, I watched the fight twice, and I'm just like, there seems to be a lot of like some of their exchanges seems to be very like, they almost seem to be like superhuman past their own capabilities, like beyond
superheroes.
like almost Dragon Ball Z-ish, but it's like, okay, but you're not saying.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I feel like they definitely upped the power level, I guess, for this fight. Like, they felt the need to make it over the top.
Like, the physics in this fight at a lot of points did not make any sense. I'm like, you really cannot dodge like that. Like, if it, like, and there's certain anime where I would let it go and be like, okay, like, whatever. Like, Naruto, I'd let it go. They fucking can do anything. Naruto. Even though they're just ninjas, quote unquote. Bleach. At some point, they literally were standing on air, so they can more or less fly. That would make sense to me. This, they don't have that in Hero Academia. Like, they've been pretty consistent with their physics of like the world, and I feel like this episode they definitely suspended their own physics for this one fight. Cause I'm just like, wait a minute, no, you can't change momentum like that. Like,
yeah, and there's also the issue of like, I don't know, like the endurance level on Bakugo was pushed up a lot because I feel like, I don't know, like Midoriya would have killed him in like a couple of hits.
Yeah, no, in any other episode, Midoriya, like, that should have been knockout. Like the kick to his face.
Because Midoriya usually knocks people out in like 1 or 2 hits because they've already established that he hits so hard because of All Might's, you know, buff. Like, unless you're like a top tier villain, you ain't gonna stand.
Well, when he does his attack, he does 100%. Just says fuck it, YOLO.
True.
And he wasn't doing that for this fight, but like
I still feel like the kick would have.
no, the kick should knock him out. A kick to the face should
Because
knock.
Bakugo doesn't
99%
necessarily have any. His quirk does not give him any inherent
No,
endurance.
it's really offensive. Like,
Yeah.
and he didn't do anything to die. He just took the kick straight on. That should have knocked him out. I wouldn't say it would kill him, but it should have knocked him out. Like a kick to anyone's temple, to a normal human's temple, that has no enhancements on their endurability, should be knocked out from a kick to the face.
Man, we're really nitpicky today. I feel like we're over here.
Because that really, like I said, it's my episode of the week, but I was like, that in itself was just very like, what? Like you took, like this literally mysterious thing is that he's like super strong, and you took a super strong, strength enhanced kick to your fucking jaw. That not like there are UFC fights where normal guys get kicked in the face once and they just drop. So should you. that was just like my only problem. Like I think just for anime's sake they just let Bakugo have this one, and I'm just like fine. I'm like fine, it's whatever. All Might is confronting Bakugo. Also, like, I saw this on like Facebook, and I agree 100%. Casual Aizawa, like, I don't know.
Oh
like,
yeah, he's like
kind of like a snack. Like, okay. See
that's the other thing I like about this show is that they have like casual outfits and like different looks and stuff. Like they're very fashion forward. This is a very fashion forward anime. Characters have multiple designs, so that's pretty cool. It wouldn't be like Naruto where Kakashi's always in his fucking Jonin outfit.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, no, I was just like, I was very much feeling Aizawa's outfit. I really do actually like him with like the shaved, stubbly face. I like it.
Is he better than Napoleon?
Oh God, no.
Shall we move on?
Yes, let's move on. as I linger on the thought of Napoleon gripping me like he grips his weapon.
On that note, let us talk about Steins Gate Zero, episode 21. My episode of the week, a complete 180 from last week's episode.
Yeah, I would say so. This would have been mine. This is almost mine if I just didn't really like, the last episode.
Right. I was waiting for this episode. Like, this had to be my episode of the week because I was waiting for this episode to happen since literally the first episode of Steins Gate Zero. Like, this whole Hyo and Kyoma return, which it took so long to build up.
But I think it was worth it.
It was worth it. It was really, really cool. I loved... The thing that made this even better was Maho being all confused. Like, wait, what? What's going on? What happened to
Like, what the fuck is a Kyoma?
Yeah. So I think it reinforces my theory that Maho is best suited for regular Okabe, and Kurisu's best suited for Hoen Kyoma Okabe. That's just my way of justifying a ship with Maho, but that's it.
Yeah, because both like Kyoma and Christina are both very like kind of crazy out there, and they're just like, oh my god, we need to do the next thing, and then and Maho and Okabe are just like tortured by like the ghosts of past and just all their shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think this episode like captured what made Steins Gate good, which was the time travel, like the time travel thriller element of it. And like this is what I think Steins Gate Zero was missing this whole time. Like, it was a good drama. It had some moments here and there, but it was really missing that thriller. Like, I'm on the edge of my seat. What's happening next? This is crazy, type of thing. And that's what this like him having to time leap like 3,000 times, and then having to figure out how to evade his death, and then confronting what's his name on the roof.
Oh yeah.
Like, all of that was just pure Steins Gate, which I greatly, greatly needed.
Um, I like how he calls like the lab member. I remember what he calls Maho's nickname.
Oh, he calls her like
So,
lowly girl or something.
yeah, like something like that. You know, the whole L side Kongro,
Oh,
like
that was so great. This was like this whole episode was just made for people like, all right, I know we know you guys wanted Steins Gate, so here's Steins Gate.
yep. And just like in any Steins Gate that anime that's not finished, it all doesn't matter because they all everything still goes to shit, and
Yeah.
Tsunaha and what's her face, Mayushi are still blown to bits.
Oh, but this is what makes it so good. Like I love that part of Steins Gate too,
Yeah.
when you think everything's gonna be okay and it's
And
not, and now you have to reset it and figure what's going out. Oh, I'm so looking forward to next week. This was best episode of the series so far for me. I'm glad
yeah,
Kilman's back. So. He didn't miss a beat.
Although I wonder how are they gonna work around this, because like doesn't he risk going back to the future?
I guess so. Fuck it, to jump back through 1,000 times again.
Oh god, that would suck. I almost hope not.
No, I don't think they'll do that. Well, at least if they do that, they'll edit it out. They won't show it to us.
Yeah. Next episode. Well, I'm back here again after 3,000 more tries.
But yeah, no, this was great. I'm glad we got back to Primo Steins Gate, and now I'm hyped for the remainder of this series.
Oh, yes, I can't wait to see its awesome, super crazy, cool conclusion. But until then, we shall move on. And let's wrap things up with the last anime of tonight, which is Persona 5 episode 24, Nijuyon.
I swear we should. It's irrelevant now, but we really should have moved this to the middle of the lineup. You just killed my Steins Gate buzz just by saying Persona 5 anime.
Well, Sai's dungeon opens. It's very casino-like. It's casino style, which is interesting because in the opening you start at a casino, so one can only assume that where you start in the beginning of the game, like this is where it is all led up to.
Yes.
Sai's form is pretty fucking bad. I love it. She's looking like a bad bitch.
She definitely has the best shadow version.
Sakura finds out about the Phantom Thieves, but considering the whole thing with Futaba, he is like, okay, I'll let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing being Futaba's uncle is trying to be like, hey, give me more money or else I'll see you in court. And I'm just like, okay, see, this is some, hold on, this is definitely some anime shit, because in the real world, that threat would literally be so paper fucking thin.
Well, that's the point. Like, at the end of this episode, they're like, yeah, that ain't gonna work.
Yeah, so I don't know why the old man was about, like, it's like, Sakura could literally just be like, hey, go into this guy's like, you could just get a subpoena for his records and his finances, find out he did all this bad shit with Futaba's money, and then that's that. Like, that's the end of it. Like, I don't know why he was, like, being all scared, and I don't know. I just feel like it was they could have done a better plot thing with the Futaba's uncle thing. Like, something more realistic.
Yeah, like a better threat. But
like, at first I thought it was the father. I was like, okay, this is credible. It was the uncle.
Yeah, like I don't know what legal claim the uncle has to be like, yeah, you pay me child support. Like, what?
Yeah, pay me child. I'm like, none of this makes any sense. What you're asking for makes no sense. This is very actually, like, it's somewhere like, could you imagine if like a child I adopted came out of nowhere and like the other child's uncle came up to me and was like, yo, you better give me money for him right now.
Yo, I'd be like, okay, 911. Yeah, there's some guy who has rolled up to my house. It'd be like if Chris had a son, and then I was like, I don't know, like he I don't know, left it for adoption. I was like, all right, Chris, you owe me child support now.
What? Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, it's really nonsensical. And then Crow out of nowhere, it's just like, so yeah, I'm just gonna quickly tell you my shitty childhood. Okay.
So this episode, I kind of like. So this episode was perfectly encapsulates my problem with Persona 5, in that I don't. It's not a bad episode. In fact, I think it was a good episode because it blended two different. It blended the whole casino thing with something that happens on Futaba and Sakura's route, and it blended in a way that makes it like look like it has to deal, even though it was a side quest. It ties into the main quest.
Like it's all like connected.
Yeah, because that's not how it happens in the game. But
yeah,
like it made it work. But at the same time, like I'm like, oh, that's really smart. That's really good. But I don't feel any. I don't feel anything. There's like no heart to the show. Like there's no hype.
Like I feel like in the game I feel like maybe I would feel more for the detective guy if he didn't say his like whole sad life story in like 3 sentences and we moved on. Like that was just like I feel like it was a longer scene than the game.
Yeah, it was. The show doesn't know how to like. You need to like linger on these types of things and like flesh them out. But it was like, no, we don't got time for that because there's like a 90-hour game. We only have 24 episodes or 25 episodes.
Exactly.
So I don't know. I just feel like this show is it's weird because from like just a direction standpoint, I'd say it's average to above average, but then from like an enjoyment standpoint, I'm just like,
you're just biased because you played the game.
No, even before I played the game though, like I watched half the anime before I finished the game, and even then I was kind of like, I don't know. Just me. It's just me. Just me being me.
I mean, I agree. Excuse me. I agree. It's just see, talking about Persona already makes me yawn. Which is my point. It's like it's cool. It's okay.
You know what they need to do?
This is there.
They need to have like stop adapting the anime one for one and just do. You know what they should do? They should do an adaptation of the dancing game, and it's just like the whole series is like a 12-episode show where they have to do like an idol thing, or it's just like a comedy. Just do that. I feel like that would be a lot more fun and enjoyable than watching them try to adapt a 90-hour game into a 25-episode show.
Or just make it literally just a really long anime.
They could do that too, but they won't. It costs more money.
Yeah, I know. They won't, but they should.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well, I think that about wraps up this week in anime.
Sure it does.
Yeah, we're approaching the end of this season and moving into fall soon.
Oh boy.
So we definitely will be having a guide for the fall anime out soon.
A guide, a preview.
A preview.
This is not FGO. Yeah.
Sorry, I was in FGO mode.
We're gonna show you guys how to watch anime.
A preview for the upcoming fall anime. But if you did enjoy this podcast, make sure you do leave a like and consider subscribing. We also have a Twitter. You can go follow us on that.
Okay.
You can join the party over our Discord.
Yahoo!
And you can check us out on Twitch, which is just Twitch.
Aww.
And also, if you want to go that extra mile and be a lovely, lovely Patreon like these people on screen right now, you can go to patreon.com, linked in the description below, and give us a nice little donation and have your name in lights on screen like these people.
Lights.
Yes. It looks good on your resume. But thank you so much. And Drew, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Everything I said was literally in all the words you were saying. I wasn't even paying attention to what you were saying. I was just like, I just picked up on a word and I was like, let me repeat that.
Well, you did a good job of parroting me, so thank you. And with that, this has been Soberoni and
Doobie-doo.
And we'll catch you next week. Later.
Bye.